Alright, like I keep asking you though, what do you think the biggest problem with a book this size, the size of the Bible even is? You're not reading it out, right? When you interpret this, right, book here, right, and it says certain things in it, right, if you are listening to other people and they're men, they're going to lie to you, right? Clearly, I'm showing you how they lied to you, right? But the reason they lied to you is you don't want to hear it either, right? See, that's the problem too. Even if they try to tell you LL he, right? L is kind of masculine and L he is feminine, right? Right. Well, if I tell you that and you don't believe me, right? What else can I do but try to tell you that's what it means, right? L is, again, almighty, and El He is almighty she, right? Which feminizes the word, right? Right. You could even go El Hu, he, as well, like with a divine name, but that means God's all. That is. Now, you're two, right? But according to Moses, we were one in the same body, right? You can't take something out of it unless it's at least partially represented in that body, right? 50-50, right? Half male, half female, right? Now, even Star Trek had a planet full of hermaphrodites, right? And that's what I'm trying to explain to you as well. Let's say all the angels in heaven are hermaphrodites because if they become human, they have to look like Adam before Eve was taken out of him, right? They're making a body from scratch, right? And like with Adam, it's kind of the angel's human form, right? Well, it would have to look like Adam before Eve was taken out of him as well. Now, another problem is in a gaseous creature, it's kind of like the sun, right? In comparison, right? So, it's like a fiery creature according to both Christianity and Islam, right? And Judaism as well. The seraphim are the fiery creatures in heaven, and that's why one of them takes the coal from the altar and puts it on Isaiah's lips, right? Now, Isaiah is both your salvation and your problem, right? In 29:11, he tells you the problem. Now, listen to what it says. Are you hearing it or just lip servicing, right? And that's the problem too. If you're not hearing it, you're lip servicing God, right? Now, God ain't the condemner of that, right? Your sins was Satan is what condemned you. And he's really the one calling it a sin in the first place. Let's start with verse 10 of chapter 29, right? For the Lord hath poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep, and hath closed your eyes, the prophets and your rulers, the seers hath he covered, right? And the vision of all is become unto you as the words of a book that is sealed, right? Which men deliver to one that is learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he saith, I cannot, for it is sealed. And the book is delivered to him that is not learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he saith, I am not learned, right? So what this means is, The learned who are supposed to explain it won't explain it, right? Then when the book's brought to them and asked, what does this mean, right? Well, they won't explain it. Just like you're doing today, right? Is that permission or telling you the problem? By the way, it's telling you the problem. It's telling you the problem, right? You won't tell the truthfully. Therefore, Satan's the one wanting you to lie about it, right? Not God. God's not the author of confusion. The devil is, Sheena Johnson, right? You told me that yourself in your last breakup letter to me, right? Oh, I got your point, right? But I'm looking for my wife, and I thought you could have been her. Was I wrong? I understand if I'm wrong, right? That wasn't the problem, right? The problem was, I believed in our relationship maybe more than you, right? I don't know. But if anyone changed, it was you on me, not me on you. Unless I started going sarcastic on you. And I don't know how I did that besides sending you Bible studies suddenly, right? When I don't know what else to say to you, I send you Bible studies, honey, right? If anyone's saying something negative to you, they're typing it up. It was my shipmates. And I don't remember specifically talking with him about this. But when you started writing me, I started getting letters from your ship to my ship, right? Then I started writing you back and talking more in detail about even our future, about being one of the two witnesses. So I brought that up finally. Told you about the dream, right? Which, if you're having problems with religious people even telling them about it, if you tell me you're Pentecostal, I might not bring that up right away, but I do intend on telling you. That's the point too, right? Now, if that's the problem, I don't know why. See, the two witnesses also stand before the God of the earth, right? And God ain't the God of heaven only, is it? Or earth only, it's the God of heaven and earth, right? So when I'm dealing with someone like you, I don't know what to tell you, but we did hook up the second day, right? And I don't think you were surprised at what happened, were you? Right now. But you let it happen too. It wasn't rape. It wasn't forced, right? You didn't say you were waiting for marriage specifically, right? Or that you didn't want me going down on you and to have sex with you, right? Or did you think I was a girl without a penis? I don't know what you were thinking, is what I mean. What was the real situation you saw me as, right? Was I perhaps mistaken in how you saw me, and that's why you were so into me, right? You thought I was something else, didn't you, or something, right? Because you did seem really into me, right? When we first met, right? It's when you got on your ship and we couldn't even see each other face to face, right? That it became a problem, right? Anyway. And no one knows what the other person is even thinking without speaking to them face to face, right? And that's a thin line between love and hate, honey, right? And I did nothing wrong with you, I know. Unlike other people, I've read the whole Bible more than once, right? And that's the whole problem. They're sealing the scripture that allows for premarital sex, by the way. They're even sealing that, right? Meaning, it's in the Bible too what to do if you do have it, right? So that's permission to have it. And what to do if you do. Just back then you had to go to the father and ask us for the daughter's hand in marriage, right? And that's all you had to do if you did. Entice an unbetrothed woman, right? technically neither you nor I were betrothed, right? We weren't engaged. We were just boyfriend and girlfriend. You can have sex that way, right? As long as the intent of the male is to marry the female, yes. And guess what? You asked me to marry you. I asked you to marry me too in Jerusalem, right? Sort of as a romantic gesture, since we were both Christians and in my mind both a little backslidden but couldn't get back right with Jesus. I know. And what that means is we admit we had the premarital sex and get married. It don't mean we can't have sex again, right? That would be still up to you. You're the female, right? And once you say, no, I gotta move on from you and break up with you and accept your breakup, which I eventually did. And met other women after you too. Come on. I gave you so much time, 9 months, before I've officially met and married Daphne Walker, right? And put all communications with you then, right? Because I don't know what was in your head or why you suddenly quit writing me or what was going on, right? I don't even know what I said to disturb you. You're not answering me anymore. It's almost like you think I said something so wrong to you, you can't forgive me. And I don't know what I said wrong to you that you can't forgive, right? At all, right? And I'm only addressing you as now an ex-girlfriend who had a problem. I don't understand what the problem was, right? Unless your problem is murder. Instead of forgiving me the mistake, you want to murder me over it, in other words. Instead of forgiving me as well. Mm-hmm. If you make a mistake, generally you just forgive yourself and move on anyway. What you did was write me in another name, right? I don't even know what the hell you were saying in the other letter, right? Or why suddenly you're breaking up with me, right? And all I'm doing is telling you positive things. I'm not telling you nothing negative, right? And all Christians know repentance is just admitting you did something wrong and then trying to go back to doing the right thing again, right? Usually two. So I'm not even sure, right, what the damn problem was, right? And you never told me in the letter either, right? Or face to face, right? So that still will be called unfinished business between you and me anyway, right? I don't know why you actually broke up with me. But we're not actors in Hollywood. We're real people who met in real life. There's no nom de plume for you, right? You're like Solomon and the Queen of Sheba. He's ivory, she's black. You understand? Yeah. Nah. If my shipmates typed up letters and used the typewriter with you, the reason they did it is you can't trace it back to them or me, right? Just that the letter was sent from the ship, right? That was them sabotaging the relationship without me knowing they were really doing it 100%, right? I know they could have done it, but I don't know they did or not because I didn't write you those letters, right? But that's why I'm confused about the number of letters, right? The most I could have wrote you, even in a 30-day period, is a letter a day, right? That's 30 letters, not 100. Right. Even if I'm sending her Bible studies, I gotta write them up once a day while working or something, right? Or find the time, right? And then write them all out to her, and then send them to her, and then wait for a response again in a few days, usually. Unless I'm just sending her all the Bible studies they was printed up, right? And even that would take a while, right? And then it's just giving you his opinion on the scriptures, right? And what he felt about it, right? Which I didn't disagree with his biblical perspectives. His problem was he was trying to do something else with the single men, right? And of course, I didn't mention that at all to you, right? That didn't really come up, right? But whether it did or not, the issue was simply we had sex, right? And now you're acting weird about it, and I don't know what's going on, and I'm the one now confused, right? Not saying you weren't either, but like I said, I don't know what you're talking about. If I don't hear from you for like a month, and then suddenly you send to me a Dear John letter, which means a breakup letter, and I don't even know what's going on. I know. And I never said nothing derogatory to you in any of the letters that I know of. I didn't even call you the N-word, though I know the word, right? But I know who would if your name was Sheena Johnson and you write to me. The shipmates, right? But again, I have no proof, nor do you, that I even wrote you letters that way, right? The only letters I wrote to you were handwritten, right? Not typed up, maybe. I didn't have access to a typewriter. The shipmates did, right? They weren't even training me right, so I didn't know what the hell to do on the ship, right? Except the things I could do without getting electrocuted, which is sweep and mop the deck, or do the work parties, or paint the ship. Paint the ship. But I was still doing what I could do work-wise and trying to pull my weight. I know. Wherefore the Lord says, for as much as this people draw near me with their mouths, and with their lips do honor me, but have removed their heart far from me. All right. And their fear towards me is taught by the precepts of men. Right? It's men who tell you to wait for sex before marriage, right? Or don't have sex until after marriage, not God, because that would be a lie that you can't have sex before marriage, because you can't, right? Sex is a physical thing. Even a pedophile can have sex with a child, though normal people don't even think about it, by the way. Unless exposed to pedophilia at a young age, like I was. No. But that means I don't try to do it either just because I was exposed to it. I don't use it as an excuse. But like I said, if my stepdaughter wakes me up in the middle of the night, all I can do is tend to her natural needs, right? And two of them, the child will ask for herself what she wants, something to eat or drink, right? I really don't know what's going on anyway, right? But I know the two other reasons, to pee or get a bath or something, right? If it involves something, right, more in my behavior, right, I still wouldn't have did nothing criminal with the child either. And I also wouldn't do nothing with her if she's not in there and I see my ex-wife or something as well. I know. I can't, right? Because I'm not trying to in the first place, right? But I would have to deal with her waking me up, which anyone doing that, it's not a sin or a crime, right? To have to deal with that and bring her back to her mom, right? Or something, right? Whatever I did. But the mom has the memory if it happened or not me, you know. That's the problem too, Daphne. If I fail 3 stories, I don't know what the hell you're talking about if it's you, right? I don't know your daughter even woke me up anymore. Because by the time it got on YouTube, I know, we've been divorced for 11 years. I ain't going to focus on that. Right. And even in the blog, I'm not focusing on that. Because of you, but SVU. Do I need to show you that's a real show on NBC now? Have you not even seen commercials, or do you even watch TV? Maybe you're not a TV person, but I am. You can ask my mom and stepdad about that. Right. I'm always a TV watcher, especially prime time, right? From 8 to 11, right? Mm-hmm. And then you're acting crazy about it, right? Because you're the only one who can remember, right? Not me, not you. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. If your daughter woke me up or not, fully, right? And there's only 2 ways she can wake me up. Either on the couch or staring at me across the room. Come on, right? You know that too, right? And one would be similar to the other, whatever I did with her, right? And the rest of it, I'm guessing, based on Renee, right? And actually raising her with mom and helping out, change her diapers and bathing her once in a while and give her the bubble baths and things like that, right? You know I got a sister. The only one who didn't know was Sal. So what the hell are you talking about? And that's going to make your daughter think you let it happen, right? And didn't go to the police, right? Not me, you. You're the one with the memory. If I had to wake you up, not me, right? I can forget a lot of things, and that would probably be one of them, I guess, right? I know. And why would I forget it, right? And what would I mean in the blog anyway when I say I could have molested her but didn't, right? Because I was sleeping on the couch in the first place. But in the proximity, right, of her, anything crazy could happen, but I didn't go that way, right? That's what I'm saying, right? I'm acknowledging some children are molested as well by saying that, right? But not my stepdaughter by me, right? That's what it means, right? Could is not a definitive word. The didn't is, right? Meaning it's not a statement of certainty, but possibility, right? By being around the girl for a few weeks. For maybe a weekend, few days, maybe a weekend, right? At the most, right? Now, like I said, if I asked her who showed her that, though, which I know I would, right? To even wake me up in the middle of the night is weird even for me, right? And I gotta ask her who showed her that and bring her back to you, right? Why wouldn't she say Grandma showed her that, right? She's the only one who could have. Unless you're suggesting Sal himself told her to say that. And told her to wake him up in the living room. But then he would have to know I was sleeping on the couch. Did you tell him when you got back I was sleeping on the couch? And I'm sure you checked on Amanda until you got her back from him, right? You know what I mean, right? Did you tell him I was sleeping on the couch? And did he maybe try and coach his own daughter to wake me up or something, right? That's the only way he can know about it, too, whoever this person is. Or I talked about it the day I thought I failed, right? But I was still on base when I failed. And if I went around to the front and jumped or got down somehow or whatever, right? And jumped on the other side, right? I still gotta jump from the roof to the lower level because there's not direct access, right? You gotta jump down to the other level, right? Or off the window ledge itself, right? So I also could have maybe went down another story, right? Or maybe even to the first story, right? And got down and jumped, right? But either way, I would have to jump off the roof, right? It's a metaphor, I know, for getting down, right? When you have to jump down from the roof, right? It don't mean the third story window ledge, right? Necessarily. And of course, if you freak out on me because I studied in the ninjutsu by a book, right? And took karate under Cliff Young, right? Which I told him that too, Cliff, probably, right? Then you're overreacting to something, not me, right? And that's the whole problem if you did, right? Get it? Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm.